title, A Judge Refuses to Block a Grant Program for Black Women. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to USA Today, a federal judge ruled Tuesday that an Atlanta venture capital firm can continue handing out grants to black women entrepreneurs, saying a lawsuit claiming the program unlawfully excludes other races was unlikely to prevail. The ruling dealt a setback to the American Alliance for Equal Rights, a nonprofit founded by anti-affirmative action activist Edward Bowman. We won round one in the fight against the anti-affirmative action activists, the Reverend Al Sharpton posted on X, formerly Twitter. Blum's group filed an appeal 7 minutes after the judge's ruling, according to the court filing. The district court denied a preliminary injunction. Its oral denial requested on one ground, that fearless contest is speech protected by the First Amendment, the American Alliance for Equal Rights said in the appeal. That reasoning flies in the face of decades of precedent. So you can see here the press conference that was being held. Let me see if I can make this larger. Reverend Al Sharpton, Pastor Jamal Bryant, Reverend Dr. Pastor Jamal Bryant. Let me give him his propers. He earned those degrees. Let me say this just before I continue this article. You hear about all these different nonprofit so-called protect your constitutional rights popping up. It's time for us to start our own nonprofit organizations as well. And we should have our own political action committees. The Constitution gives you that right, just like everybody else. I'm going to start mine. It's coming out pretty soon. Oh, it's going to be a doozy. A small player in the venture capital industry, the Fearless Fund was founded by black women to back black women who receive less than 1% of the $215 billion in venture capital funding last year. The firm has funded new companies like restaurant chain Saluti Vegan and beauty brand Live Tinted. U.S. District Court Judge Thomas Thrash Jr., who was appointed by President Bill Clinton, said the Fearless Fund's $20,000 grant program is a form of protected speech under the First Amendment. Who in their right mind is opposing a $20,000 grant? 24 Fearless Fund supporters attended today's hearing, including Sharpton and former Atlanta Mayor Keesum Reed, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. After the hearing denying the preliminary injunction, they cheered Fearless Fund founders Ariane Simone and Ayanna Parsons, and Sharpton held a rally at the courthouse. Now, listen to this. Let me show you the picture of this guy. Edward Blum, a longtime opponent of affirmative action in higher education and founder of Students for Fair Admission, leaves the U.S. Supreme Court after. Yeah, let's show this racist. These are the kind of people who hide. They wear suits and ties. But they're in power. They're wealthy people. They do their dirt behind the scenes, and you rarely see them. And then you got dumb young people in Philadelphia running around, pilfering, looting, tearing up stuff, and wonder why you're getting arrested because you're stupid. When you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. You're stupid for tearing up stuff and rioting the streets. For what purpose? What purpose does it serve? All it does is criminalize innocent people. The reality is that black women and women of color are significantly under resourced in advancing their business endeavors. Alfonso David of Counsel to the Fearless Fund and President and CEO of the Global Black Economic Forum said in a statement, "There is no law that restricts grants from being issued to women of color or black women, particularly. In light of this disparity, we are pleased with this result." The lawsuit against the Fearless Fund alleging explicit racial exclusion, filed in August, has become a cause celebrate as the affirmative action wars shift to the workplace. Then you got Justice Clarence Thomas on the U.S. Supreme Court, who will make sure he votes against any and everything for his own people. But for the other folk, he supports whatever they want, 1,000,000%. The Fearless Fund case is part of a growing pushback from conservative activists like Bloom, who, fresh off the landmark affirmative action victory over race-conscious college admissions, has set his sights on the private sector. He has taken aim at efforts to close the racial gap in corporate America, build our own corporations. This is Ayanna Pearson and Ariane Simone of Fearless Fund as they are attending the news conference August 10th of this year. There they are, two beautiful black sisters. And I'll close by saying this. Though it does not apply to employees, conservative activists seized on the decision that struck down affirmative action in higher education, arguing it raises fundamental issues about how corporate America addresses workplace inequality. Since then, the nation has seen an uptake in legal challenges to DEI programs, and Republican state attorneys general have warned large employers like Microsoft and Walmart against race-conscious practices in hiring and contracting. Corporations wrestling with the implications of that ruling are urging the Biden administration to weigh in. Corporate diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, DEI for short, were already under fire from GOP leaders like Florida governor and presidential hopeful, whatever. I'm not even mentioning his name. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.